Now, the Ghana Mine Workers Union says it is disturbed by the development at the Benso site of the Golden Star Resources Wassa Limited, where illegal miners invaded the property of the Golden Star Resources, burning properties running into millions of dollars. Now, they set fire to several company properties, including 2 ambulances. According to the General Secretary of the Union, Abdul Mumin Ghana, though government is putting in much effort to deal with the illegal mining menace, it looks as though it's not going to go away anytime soon. Now, he says the practice seems to be staying with us. Now, we'll hear from him shortly. But here is the Group Corporate Affairs Manager for Golden Star Resources, Gerard Boache, who narrated the incident to me earlier.
We have the right to protect our concessions from Galamsey and Galamsey operators, or whatever you call them, illegal miners. And we usually, because we are not armed, we usually do this through engagements. So we engage them, talk to them, and then we escort them peacefully off our sites. On this occasion, the same thing happened, but obviously they, seeing that they probably have their booty there, amassed some more people and came back. In the process, the police that are stationed at our site assisted us to ward them off. But I mean, this did not stop them. So they obviously came back with more people, more illegal miners. And then that's when they started to touch property, ambulances, our officers, as you can see in the video. And luckily, the first thing that we take into consideration under such circumstances is life. So we moved our staff and our workers off to safety, and they continue to have a field day at our operation. But as I speak, the police, thankfully, from Takwa came, and they've sort of brought calm to the site, and they're doing the investigations, and we'll know what exactly happened pretty soon. Well, we've lost 12 vehicles in the process. Some excavators have been smashed. The vehicles include an ambulance, you know, and these ambulances, we use it for the community and ourselves, not just for ourselves. So, and our officers, computers, air conditions, I mean, we lost them. Some of our security guys sustained injuries. They've been treated and discharged, and some of our the police that are supporting us also.
Now, the company has been taking stock of the extent of damage on the property during the day, and the corporate affairs manager, the group corporate affairs manager of the company, joins us on via Zoom now with the details. But now, grateful that you could join us here. So, what further details have you picked up during the day?
Well, I mean, you mentioned about ambulances. Yes, both of them gone, totally bent. All our office equipments were packed and loaded into a pickup and completely sort of flamed up. So our 10 vehicles, light vehicles, all gone. And some of our, you know, when we do the drilling, we store the specimen in our core sheds. The core sheds partly vandalized, some of the samples taken away, which makes nonsense out of the data that we've collected. I mean, the drilling is a very expensive process, and data out of drilling is the future of any mine. So, I mean, we may have to start all over again on that aspect of things. We're still awaiting the details of the police investigations, but yes, it's clear that I mean, we've lost everything in that office.
All right, now we understand, like you just said, your explosive yard was also touched as well. How much in dollars is the extent of damage, you know, from this disturbance?
Yeah. Correction, not explosive yard. Our drilling core shed.
Okay.
Core shed.
Okay.
Yeah. is the core shed. When we do the drilling, we keep samples of the rocks that we drill up, and that's what is called the core shed.
All right.
Yeah. So
Thanks for that correction. So how much in dollars is the total damage that has been caused?
It's a bit too soon to complete that estimation. I can't even make a rough estimate because, I mean, you could just from a layman's point of view, you could see how many equipments have been vandalized and destroyed totally. We don't know how many of them will be serviceable and all. So all these have to be taken into consideration before we can actually assert this thing. But at least in the meantime, the traditional authority have totally disassociated themselves from this action completely. That's the latest, at least, good news that came, and that's the worry to some of you media people that we had a bad relationship with the community or something like that. No, I mean, they have totally disassociated themselves from that action. So that comes as comforting news, at least.
All right, grateful to you for joining us here. Yeah. Now, also joining us via Zoom is Abdul Mumin Ghana, General Secretary of the Ghana Mine Workers Union. Grateful that you've been able to join us here. What have your members who are affected been telling you? And is this peculiar to Golden Star Resources alone? Mr. Ghana, if you have unmuted, I want to find out from you. I'm sure some of your members were affected by this. What have they been telling you of this encounter? And is this happening so peculiar to just the Golden Star Resources, per your information? All right. Now, we understand that the Ghana Chamber of Mines has also been condemning the practice of galamseys entering the concessions of major mining companies to mine. The CEO, Suleiman Akoni, has joined us now. Grateful to you, Mr. Akoni, for joining us. What does the chamber make of what has happened in Benso to Golden Star Resources? All right, so let me try if I can have Ghana's sound well sorted out. Mr. Ghana, I'm grateful for joining us. I want to find out from you whether or not your members have been speaking to you about how the situation was, and again, if this happening is peculiar to Golden Star Resources.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. I must say that this is not peculiar to Golden Star Resources at all. In fact, it is a daily occurrence across the mining industry of our country. I mean, you speak to members in Asanko, in Anglo Gold, in Goldfields, in Pesos, same outcry is what we are all bedeviled with. And this illegal small-scale mining has reached a crescendo where now you do not only have Ghanaian young men and women making a living out of illegal small-scale mining, but you also have foreign nationals. I can speak authoritatively that you have foreign nationals from Mali, you have Malians, you have Burkinabés, you have Cameroonians, who are deeply caught, deeply involved in this illegal small-scale mining. And I think that this matter has taken a national security dimension, and it's important that we review and elevate it to that level and ensure that we deploy resources needed to combat illegal mining once and for all. Because what we cannot tell for now is what could potentially happen in the future, where you would have illegal small-scale miners from different who have different foreign nationals invading a mine and destroying not just property, but also causing harm, to Ghanaians who are lawfully working in their various fields of endeavor. And so it's a major worry for our members. Each day that they go to work, they are very much worried whether they will return back home safe and in the manner that they went to work. And so for me, it's extremely important that we deploy the needed resources.
But if that's the case, why hasn't the union made any move about trying to find a lasting solution to this development then?
Now, the union has made several attempts to try and bring this matter to a more logical conclusion. But the union cannot do it all alone. I must say that the power of the state is not vested in the union. The union has countlessly petitioned not just the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, which is the minister in charge of the sector, but also the minister in charge of national security. Last year, I mean, we had security officers who are part of our union who were brutally, injured by these illegal miners on the Newmont concession. A petition was, served to the Minister for Lands and also the Minister for National Security. Unfortunately, nothing happened, and it doesn't appear anything is happening anytime soon. So what we are saying is that we need to be more attentive to this matter, because terrorism, I mean, this is the way it all starts. And like I said, if virtually all the people who are involved in this Golden Star unfortunate situation can be linked or can be traced to, foreign extraction, then the point really remains that is it that is going to happen sometime in the future that would eventually lead to some terrorist activities in our country. And so, like I said, it's a national security issue. It's an issue that we just we mustn't toy with. We must ensure that we deploy all the needed resources, all our energies to ensure that we nip it in the bud.
Okay, all right.
I have always said that, look, as workers, we cannot continue to keep ourselves in harm's way.
Okay.
And as the law is very clear. If you envisage or you are confronted with a hazardous, situation of the magnitude that we are talking about, you have every right to take yourself off harm's way. And that is a provision of law contained in Section 119 of the Labor Act. Okay. And we have signaled to government that it is either they intervene swiftly and put in more robust steps or concrete steps to ensure that this matter is dealt with, as quickly as possible, or we may at some stage have to withdraw our services entirely to ensure that the right security measures are put in place and to ensure that peace is restored and that we can guarantee our health and safety when we go to work.
Abdul Momin Gbana, I'm grateful to you. He is General Secretary of the Mine Workers Union.
Joy News Prime headline.